Hello, good morning from Tennessee, you guys. I'm still here with my daughter. We are out running some errands and then we're going to be driving to Nashville. Now, in last week's video, I said that Nashville was about 30 minutes away. I was very, very wrong. It's about an hour and a half away from where she lives. So, with that said, as soon as she's done doing what she has to do out here, we're going to head on over there and hopefully find something fun to do. So we're on our way to Nashville now, and we stopped at Dutch Bros and I got the sugar and spice oat milk drink, cold brew. Oh my goodness, it is delicious. Look at all that cinnamon. Oh, so good, so good. Highly recommend this. All right, and since we're starving here, we're kind of cheating a little bit. We stopped at McDonald's real quick because we still have about an hour drive to Nashville. And so we're going to go and find somewhere to eat over there. But in the meantime, we stopped at McDonald's to get some french fries and maybe, I don't know, something else.
Top disappears, drinking Malibu Patron or a beer in a cup.
All right, you guys, we made it to Nashville. And right here in front of us, we have the Nissan Stadium. Yep. Home of the Tennessee Titans, and my daughter's actually been here. She came to watch the Raiders and the Titans play.
A little over a month ago. Oh my gosh, I walked up all that ramp and it was so tiring. We actually walked all right here.
There it is.
We got it down. Here's the feeling, alright. It's a hell of a time. Falling for a small town.
All right, so we decided to take an evening trolley tour around Nashville. Whew. And the weather's really nice. It's not that cold. I just got to go to the bathroom really bad. But yeah, it's so nice. And not hot, not cold, not humid. Perfect. Perfect evening for a little trolley tour.
We're on a boat. We're feeling fine.
All right, so we are in the Moonshine Distillery right now, just walking around looking at everything, waiting for our trolley. Oh wow, that's cool. Waiting for our trolley to get here. They have so many cool things in here. All right, so all this fruit that you see here is soaked in moonshine liquor. We got cherries, we got peaches, we got pickles.
I'm pulling up the truck down at the dock. It's time to do some cruising, baby, get a little stuck. It's a Saturday joyride. Percy Feast is the spot to take the blues away. We're on a boat. We're feeling fine, drinking Tennessee whiskey, a big blue sky. We're going up, we're coming down. There's a party on the.
There's a really nice outside area right over here. Wow, the sun is so warm. Very cute area back here. All right, so there's a really nice arcade room here with little tables and stools, bunch of games, and then right over here is where they make the moonshine. We have all the history of the moonshine right here. Got foosball, ping pong. We have a very nice backdrop right here for pictures. So cute.
our own honky tonk, meet the big blue sky. We live it up, we got it down. Here's the feeling, alright.
All right, we found our trolley. Just kidding. All right, so we are standing here waiting for the trolley. We might be the only ones on the trolley because it says to wait right here in front of this building with the 2 doors here. And there's no one here. And they're going to start picking us up in about, let me see, what time is it? In about 7 minutes. Oh well, if we're the only ones, then we're the only ones. We'll check everything out by ourselves. Right, Liz?
Yeah, I'm excited to sit back down.
We walked the block.
Tired.
We walked the block. All right, here's our trolley. We got to move out of the way, you guys. Oh, this way. That's a very huge
It
trolley.
would be open on the top. It's closed, but it's just like open window.
Yeah.
Huh.
15 stops.
I'm gonna stop so you get a chance to get the picture. So it's up to you.
Hello, driver.
Hello, lady. Where you from?
California.
You a long way from home.
Yeah.
Waiting on Hank, it ain't that long. Till I'm back at the pond.
We got some karaoke going on here.
I swear I'll change my way.
Get a little stuck, it's a Saturday joyride. Percy Feast is the spot to take the blues away. We're on
The double ace will go like this. Yo, Adrian, say it.
Yo, Adrian.
That's awesome. Let me get your first names, can I? Alyssa. Alyssa?
Letty. Letty.
Letty.
Yeah.
Kobe.
JB.
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 JB. JB, Kobe. Julia. Lou. All right. I'll try to remember. She's on farming, so I grew up on a dairy farm. My mom's from New York City. She loved music, but before I choose between the two, I guess music chose me. So as far back as I can remember, it's always been about the song. Listening, singing, performing it. 20 years cruise ship entertainer on Princess Cruise Line.
Woo!
Writing, recording, producing it, 4 original CDs, 1 in Austin, Texas, 3 in Nashville, Tennessee. Publishing and selling a title track on Pat Boone's album. I wrote a song in 2004 called Ready to Rock, and Pat Boone recorded it that same year. Also many publications in the choral, music field, churches and schools. After all, that's why I'm here, folks, because this is Music City, is it not?
Yes.
That's my story, and what's my name? Folks, welcome to the Soul Music City. What is a soul? An emotional energy of a person, place, and thing. And what would be emotional energy of the city besides alcohol, Luke? What would be the emotional energy of the city besides alcohol? Music! You're right. When I say music, I mean soul music, rhythm and blues, funk, punk, rock, pop, Americana, Christian, classical, contemporary, folk, bluegrass, country, rap, hip-hop, reggae, and ska. That's all I'm here to show you today. How many folks like to participate out there? Participation, folks, stream form participation. It's not required, it's optional. I hope you do sing along. When I come to red light, I play red light music, which means I play a song, so you kind of stare at that red light all that time. But keep in mind, this song was either written here, performed here, recorded here. Now, please stay in your seats at all times when the trolley is in motion. Keep all body parts inside the trolley at all times. Elbows okay, but anything else, I wouldn't recommend.
Okay.
And Adrian's a great driver, but sometimes the trees come in and slap you in the face. So when I say tree, you all lean into the middle. Ready? Tree! Tree! That's right. Don't wait, just birthday, dear Lou. Sing it.
Happy birthday to you. Woo! So it's only 6 of us on the tour, so it's so amazing. We have this huge bus to ourselves, and we are getting ready to go.
That song Clicker does, he or she takes your son out to Music Row and plays a live for Jason Aldean, Kid Rock, with clients. So even if a publisher owns the company and loves your work, if the song Clicker doesn't, you're done. I've been shot down twice. They're hard to please. Has anybody seen the Country Hall of Fame in the museum yet? Tomorrow, okay? It was inducted in 1961, 60 years later to the day. His son, Hank Williams Sr. or Jr. was inducted. Only father and son duel in there. We got $2.5 billion latch, which is like pearl-handled doors, pistols or door handles. You've got big horns on it. It's awesome, like Boss Hogg's car. And you've also got Smokey the Bandit's car and 3 floors of incredible stuff. However, inside is a museum. It's called RCA Studio B. Has anybody heard about that? Okay, you get the museum, a 3.5-hour museum, but also inside they offer RCA Studio B. And they take you in a trolley from the Country Music Hall of Fame over to RCA Studio B. You walk in and see where Elvis recorded 242 songs right there. You gotta see it, but you have to take the tour. It's extra, about $18 extra, because you took this tour, you get $10 off on the daytime trolley tour.
Nice.
And you get discount tickets in all of our attractions, which include RCA Studio B. So, 130 years this year. It's originally known as the Unique Gospel Tabernacle, built by Riverboat Captain Thomas Ryman for evangelist Sam Jones, as a place where all could come together and worship. It was a church first. It hosted the Grand Ole Opry from 1943 to 1971. Johnny Cash met his wife June Carter Cashier in 1956. And by 1979, the music folks in Nashville stepped up to save the day. It's on the National Registry. This is Broadway, and these are Honky Tonk Highway. What is a honky tonk, folks? You know what a honky tonk is? Oh wow, look at this. A honky tonk serves alcohol 13 hours a day and live music all that time. So instead of just having a bar, you have live music and you have drinking for 13 hours a day. It's awesome. Now right down here we got all these bars. AJ's Good Time Bar. We've got Luke Bryan's, Jason Aldean, Kid Rock's, all that stuff. So right here on the right we have Tootsie's Organelle. Had Louise Tootsie Best by the bar called Mom in the 1960s. Had a soft spot for musicians. Drop them up and trade their royalty checks for beer. But she was one tough cookie. She wore a jeweled hat pin. You got a line. She stuck it with it. Open the door, you have Mel Tillis, Rennie Houser, Terry Clark, Hank Jr., Kid Rock, Christopher Starbucks, Taxi Client, Little Jimmy Dickens to the left. National Museum of African American Music. It's an extensive comprehensive.
Let's do that twist.
Come on, baby. Let's do that.
Hell of a time. It's a hell of a time. Oh, hell of a time. A hell of a time. I go straight from the bank, gassing up the tank, cranking up the radio, playing old Hank. It ain't that long till I'm back at the pond. I'm pulling up the truck down at the dock. It's time to do something.
Can't touch this. Can't touch this. Alright folks, pretty incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
You go into the National Museum of African American Music and they give you a wristband and you can actually download or scan those songs in your wristband and it takes you to your email and you can actually scan like over 700 songs of them. And you can hear them on your email. It's pretty cool. Let's talk about the Municipal Auditorium. Built in 1962 was the first public building with air conditioning in the Mid-South. A dual-purpose building, but before it stood there, another building stood in its place. Who's ever heard of the Apollo Theater? It's not here. Because here is the Great Bijou Theater, a major stop in the African-American theater circuit for over 50 years. Bessie Smith creates the Bijou as well as Count Basie, a local celebrity, Bobby Head, and his brother Harold sang and danced the Bijou. And Bobby was an amazing spoon player, so good in fact that Roy Acuff may remember the Smoky Mountain Boys for over 10 years. Bobby would later write and record one of the most covered songs ever, Sunny. With the success of that song, began opening up to the foreign mob cops from Liverpool, the Beatles, the Beatles, you've heard of them, the big old Beatles. When the groups came into the studios in the late 50s, 60s, 70s, they didn't play their instruments. Studio bands played everything. 95% of all the music you heard on those records was studio bands.
In our own honky-tonk, meet the big blue sky. We live it up, we got it down. Here's the feeling, alright, it's a hell of a
Play their instruments. How many of the folks by a show of hands did not know that? Okay, let me explain something. Back in the day, you had reel-to-reel. when you sang a song in the studio and recorded it, you went all the way through. You couldn't fix it like today. You don't have Pro Tools back then. So you took it once, and you messed it up, you took it again. And you took it again until you got it right. So George Jones recorded White Lightning 83 times.
Oh my.
In his defense, he was drunk as a skunk when he did it. However, Elvis recorded Don't Be Cruel 28 times. He took number 26. So understand, back then, when they sang a song, they went with it heart and soul every time. And that is because that's what they had. They couldn't change it. So that's why when you hear a song back in the day, you could hear the emotion. You could hear the anger. You could hear the sadness. You could hear the happiness. You don't get that today. So
Alright, it's a hell of a time. Hell of a time. It's a hell of a time. Oh, hell of a time. A hell of a time. I go straight from the bank, gassing up the tank. Cranking up the radio, playing old Hank. It ain't that long till I'm back at the farm.
you can buy superstars like Ray Charles, Peter Franklin, Little Richard, Otis Redding, Tina Turner, James Brown playing all the clubs on Jefferson Street, including Brown's Dinner Club. And there was a guy in the Army. His name was Billy Cox. And Jimi Hendrix got so good that Little Richard made him a member of his band. He said, "You're going to be my guitar player." Great. 6 months went by, went really well until Little Richard called him up and said, "Jimmy, I want to talk to you for a minute." He said, "What's wrong?" He says, "You're fired." He said, "Why?" "Because you're upstaging me every night, and nobody does that to Little Richard." So the only one to upstage Little Richard was Jimi Hendrix. And they parted ways, and of course they became great on their own. But he couldn't stay in the band because he was upstaging Little Richard.
Yeah, we're chilling out here, ladies in the rear, her feet in the water, top disappears, drinking Malibu Patron or a beer in a cup. We all get to dance and I get to chancing, kissing that.
I'm on top of the hour every hour, and every 15 minutes snippets of the song. Nashville Tennessee engraved in solid granite, World War II memorial, pathway to history, and the farmers market, fresh vegetables, hearts and crabs, great wine, great food, 16 specialty restaurants. They have an ice cream parlor, and they serve wine slushies. It is stop 8 on our daytime Trolley tour. Musicians Hall of Fame Museum is stop 7. And it's a 3.5-hour museum. It goes from prehistoric Tennessee all the way up to today. And it is free, correct. Now, sometimes songwriters go to great lengths to bypass the publisher. Who's ever heard of a guy called Chris Christopherson out there? Chris Christopherson was in the Army Reserves in Nashville, Tennessee in 1968, flying his helicopter back to base. And he made a detour. He flew and landed his helicopter in the backyard of the man in black, Johnny Cash. As Johnny tells, he came out of his house about 12:30 at night in his bathrobe going, "What the heck you doing here?" Took the song, shoved his hand and said, "Johnny, play my song." It was Sunday morning coming down. It was a #1 hit. But we don't all have helicopters, do we? Here is your farmer's market right here. Now there's only 2 people in this town that can say yes to recording your song if you're a song for that dollar. Anybody?
50 cents.
4.5 cents. You're close. But here's the news. If you're on Spotify or Pandora, you get 0.02%. So I'll tell you what you do. You go home, you find your favorite song on Spotify, play it 67,000 times, and in the morning, most co-writers can get together and share a cafe latte. So, who remembers albums or CDs out there? Albums or CDs, who remembers? How many songs on an album? How many songs?
10.
12. Now, if you were a songwriter, you had 12 chances to get on that album, which was cool, because even if you didn't have a hit song, it didn't matter, because sometimes albums sold a ton. Who remembers an album called Thriller out there? Thriller sold 86 million copies.
Wow.
However, today, with few exceptions, artists are not cutting CDs or albums anymore, because people out there are downloading singles. So, They're cutting 3 singles, and they have to be hit songs. They've gone from 12 chances to 3. It's not very good. That's what we have. Albums are kind of coming back. Who did he produce? Janet Jackson, Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, Diana Ross, Lionel Richie, name a few. How about George Martin? Who did he produce?
Yeah, we're chilling out here. Ladies in the rear, her feet in the water. Her top disappears, drinking Malibu Patron or a beer in a cup. We all get to dance and I get the chances, kissing that country girl, romancing a whole lot of love, bumping out of the bar. Yeah, we're on a boat, we're feeling fine, drinking Tennessee whiskey, a big blue sky. We're going up, we're coming down. Here's the feeling, alright. It's a hell of a time. We're on a boat.
That's Lake Watauga. You see Lake Watauga?
Lake Watauga.
Hello, Father. Here I am. Lake Watauga. The 1 mile hiking trail, built in 1897. It was the only thing left other than the Parthenon. When it was built, we had 6 gondolas from Italy come in. It was an amazing place. On the left over here was a sunken garden. It's sunken as a garden. Might be a sinkhole, I'm not sure. It's a great place for destination, for wedding pictures, prom pictures, and high school graduation pictures. We'll stop here. Just really quickly. On the right here, we have the band show. Doesn't look like much. We've had some amazing concerts in there. Patsy Cline, The Chicks, Vince Gill, Jim Reeves, Pat Boone, and in 1970, a guy came in and had a concert. This guy here. Pretty Woman, Roy Orbison. But he needed the opening act. How many people showed up for that concert? Take a guess. 4,000? 4,000 plus 46,000, 50,000 people. And because of that, Bruce Springsteen was pretty good. Okay, the Bluebird Cafe.
All right, Loretta Lynn used to come to this church right here.
That beautiful church. Okay. You don't care about what I
It's time to do some cruising, baby. Get a little stuck. It's a Saturday, it's alright. Percy Beast is the spot to take the blues away. We're on a boat, we're feeling fine. Drinking Tennessee whiskey, a big blue sky. We're going up, we're coming down. There's a party on the water, it's a hell of a time. We're on a boat, we're killing time. In our own honky
a member Bass Cap, a writer member, publisher member. They made $1.5 billion last year, Lou. I got $120 of it. There he is right there. Next one is Sony Publishing, the largest publisher in the world. All of Michael Jackson's stuff is in there. All the Beatles stuff's in there. Hank Williams Sr. stuff's in there. Bruce Springsteen stuff's in there. And recently, Bob Dylan just sold his rights to them right there. Huge catalog. Now, here's what I'm talking about. Coming up on the left, RCA Studio D. Built from the ground up in 1957 and held by Chet Atkins, an incredible producer. Up to 35,000 songs we recorded there. 1,000 became hits. That's why it's known as the home of 1,000 hits. Elvis recorded 242 songs right there. It's the house that Elvis built right there on the same day. Right over here, this is Curve Entertainment, one of the largest contemporary Christian music groups in the world. On the left over here, you have RCA Studio A, mostly over there. Tony Bennett, Ben Folds, George Strait, Bob Dylan, Jason Aldean, and Chris Stephenson from the A Room. They're going to tear it down 8 years ago. Hold them and build a hotel. But Aubrey Preston stepped in at the very last minute, saved the day. It's on the National Registry of Historic Places. By the way, they were going to tear the exit in now. Did I tell you? They were going to tear the exit in 4 months ago now and build a hotel. But the people of that area said, heck no. They had a fundraiser, made millions of dollars. It's on the National Registry of Historic Places in the building. And you see those horses out there when you see them? She was a barrel racer to begin with, and a good one. But her husband said, "Why don't you try singing?" She says, "What do you mean? I think you might do well. Good choice." Before they got divorced. Broadcast from there. But guess what? 1969, a television show was filmed there, see if you know it. Where are you tonight? Why did you leave me here all alone? Nice, sir.
Coming down, cheers to feeling alright. It's a hell of a time.
There were musicians on the road. They used to be this guy's old offices. Waylon Jennings. Now here's the deal about Waylon Jennings. The end of summer, he was arrested right here. Look back, you see the W. Look back, you see that W right there? On that building right there in the corner. You see it? Yeah. Episcopal Church, the Advent became Ocean Way in 1996, absorbed by Belmont College in 2001. Shortly after it became Ocean Way, they realized the acoustics of the church were part of recording orchestras, and groups as large as 84 recorded there. It's a tracking studio, so say, Bert, ask me, who else is recorded there? Ask me. Beyonce, Uncle Cracker, Wilson and Phillips, Celine Dion, Top Hitting, the Heartbreakers, the Chicks, Train, Gary Connick Jr., Paul Simon, and Aaron Neville, just to name a few. And over the years, we're known for very famous movie soundtracks, including Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Also, some very cool video games like Call of Duty, Fortnite, and then this is Music Row. You're getting pictures of it that age, right? Music Row? Guess what? These houses were regular houses before 1954, residential homes. But in 1954, a studio was built, and after it was built, this became Music Row. I call it the birth of the row. Say it, birth of the row.
Birth row.
Now, folks, I know you say you're not songwriters, but I know you are, and if you are,
Music Row,
some of these
you
buildings
guys.
are for rent. You can't afford them by yourself. Get with 4 of those songwriters, rent the building.
Music Row,
And you're writing
right
on
here.
Music Row. You might not be a good writer, but you're writing on Music Row. 2 streets, 17th Avenue and 16th Avenue, one-way streets. Okay, got a question. Who was the great-grandfather of modern country music? Hank Williams Sr. Because when he was 8 years old, he studied with an African-American blues musician called Peacock, who taught him blues and rock and roll. So he didn't see it right when he said that he was blues and rocking, looking for a lot of blues and rock and roll. He didn't post to rock and roll Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's not been inducted over yet. That's kind of sad because they debuted the Grand Ole Opry. He played Enough Sick Blues, had a standing ovation for 10 minutes, and 7 alumni. Hey, Pearl.
Belmont
Florida
University,
Alumni.
you guys.
Brad Paisley. Trisha Yearwood. To name a few. I've been there. Very cool place. And Mike Kerr owns most of it. Well, Mike Kerr owns half of Music Row. By the way, some of these buildings, another example of a great song. Garth Brooks recorded all of his hits in the 90s, and that's for Ellen. That's Trisha Yearwood's coming right up. That's Trisha right there. Wave to her. That's Trisha.
Who's Trisha?
That's Trisha. Is that Garth? Might be Garth. He records right there, and Alan Reynolds, his producer, produced all the hits for him in the 90s.
Right, that's
So
where
back to
Garth
in
Brooks records all his
1999.
music.
No, but they come here twice a week. So back to Garth in 1999, we named Allentown Records in honor of Reynolds, and Garth still records in here, and sometimes he steps out on his porch and he waves to us, and we, he records twice a week. That might be Trisha, that might be Garth, I'm not sure who it is. We'll see who it is. He's trying to come around this. Other guy or younger guy? Okay, well he's one of the people there. On the left, that's a house that Taylor built.
Wow, look at these
And
trees.
Taylor Swift band in there. Okay, unfortunately there are one. Anyways, a tank here on the left, out in the corner. Down on the corner! Okay, good. CCR. On the left over here we have Big Loud Management. They launched their careers in Florida Georgia Line. Unfortunately, they just broke up due to personal differences. However, Martin Wallen is in there. And Hardy is in there. And of course, Big Loud. There's Spack. They wrote I Like a Back Road for Sam Hunt, but that's Drinking Problem, John Cougar, John Deere, Johnson 16 for Keith Urban, and they wanted to start a studio in Nashville. So they moved to Nashville, bought a house for $7,500, put a studio in the basement. But it wasn't enough room. So they bought a military Quonset hut for $7,500, put that in the backyard, and it was supposed to be a television studio for recording live performances. The artists liked it so much they made it the main studio, and guess what they called it? They called it the Quonset hut up on your screen. Patsy Cline recorded 3 monster hits here, right? Fall to Pieces, Crazy, and Sweet Dreams. Brenda Lee recorded all of her hits here, including Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree. Take a stab at how old she was when she recorded that song. 14, anybody else? She was 13 years of age. You were very close. Now, in 1962, Columbia Records bought it. This is up from 1982. They built office space around it because they didn't want to destroy the sound. But it's like tomato Prego sauce. In there. Now, on the left over here, we have CSAC, Technical Performance Rights Organization, CMA. And CSAC has to ask you to be a member. They didn't ask me, so I went to ask him. Right over here we go. Quonset hut. Decca Records, Owen Bradley, Harold Bradley, 1954. They produced Lefty Gazelle, Marty Robbins, Conway Twitty, Buddy Holly, Patsy Cline, and Brenda Lee. In 1962, Columbia Records bought it. That was Billy Sherrill, the producer. He produced Johnny Cash, Bob Dylan, Simon and Garfunkel, George Jones, Tammy Wynette, Charlie Rich, and Bobby Vinton, and Glenn Campbell, to name a few. In 2006, Mike Hurt, there he is again, bought the structure and had it restored. It's a teaching classroom for Belmont. He bought it for millions of dollars. He rents it to the Belmont for $1 a year. He didn't want to lose the studio, so he bought it. Screen, or look it up on Google and see how many people recorded here. This was started in 54, like 64, 50 studios were here, and in some way, 60% of all the world's music is touched by Music Row. On the right over here, we have Warner Brothers Music Group. It used to be Kenny Rogers, and it used to be Randy Travis. Now it's Cole Swindell. It's Old Red, Blake Shelton, and somebody else. Can't remember who. On the right over here, BMI, the Third Performance Rights Organization. That's the B&B, as we call it, Spence Manor. Elvis books the whole top floor when he stayed there. The Beatles stayed there more than once. And right next door is an 81-foot guitar-shaped pool designed by Webb Pierce. And that's rock and roll. Say it, rock and roll!
Rock and roll!
That's why I want to swim in an 81-foot pool. I've been asked at the Casanosa, which is Miranda Lambert's club, which I think she's moving there this particular trip.
I am in love with these
Also,
trees.
Jimmy Buffett's club.
They're so beautiful.
Right there, on the left, that's Owen Bradley. It's a life-size front sculpture with a sheet music of Crazy Sweet Dreams in front of him. You see that piano guy? Did you miss it? Come around to see him again. He produced Patsy Cline. Now this right here is called Musica. They put clothes on because Alanis Wilson's new album, but they usually have no clothes on. And the only thing music about that is the tambourine, so we named it something else. We named it Nunica. And it's our first roundabout here. We don't call it a roundabout. Guess what we call it? Around the bus. The wheels of the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels of the bus go round and round all through
Took the chance in kissing that country girl, romancing a whole lot of love, bumping out of the bar. Yeah, we're on the bar.
You go down there at night. This is the same place because all the people from Broadway come down and play here. By the way, there's 100 honky tonks down there and 600 musicians. And they all come over here and play. Drinks are cheaper. It's quieter. It's mostly local people. And right down here we have the tin roof. And sometimes Jake Owen slips in and plays a show, kicks back and not get hassled because we're not a paparazzi town. We don't bother the stars here. We let people just go. Like Keith Urban and Keith Urban and win a $15.5 million renovation. So back in the day, in 1956, you walked into a studio, you sang the verse, you sang the chorus. You sang the verse kind of quiet, and the chorus came in hotter. Example, on a warm summer scene, and that's the verse, here's the chorus. You got to know when the bull. So what Chad did, he flipped it. He said, start hot, and in the chorus, go down to nothing. First time ever. And he said the reason was because Cherokee, those are Native American colors, and those are Native American plants, and here it is right here.
Thank you, Bert, with an E.
Katie, huh?
I loved it.
thought you were vaping for a minute.
Oh no! All right. Well, that was fun.
Yes, it was.
The guy who was talking to us was so energetic. He had so much information. We learned a lot. Probably forgot all of it already, but
I remember some.
well, your brain is a lot younger than mine. So now we're just gonna go to where the fun is at. Maybe find something to eat again.
I'm pulling up the truck down at the dock. It's time to do some cruising, baby. Get a little stuck. It's a Saturday joyride. Percy Beast is the spot to take the blues away. We're on a boat. We're feeling.
Woo! Here we go, you guys. Where all the fun is happening.
There's a party on the water. It's a hell of a time. We're on a boat. We're killing time in our own honky tonk with a bottle of wine. We're going up. We're coming down. Cheers to feeling alright. It's a hell of a time. A hell of a time. Yeah, we're chilling out here. Ladies in the rear, her feet in the water. Her top disappears, drinking Malibu Patron or a beer in a cup. We all get to dance and I get to chancing, kissing that country girl, romancing a whole lot of love, bumping out of the bar.
So these really nice young ladies told us to get the meatloaf. So I think that's what I'm gonna get here at Jason Aldean's Kitchen and Rooftop Bar. Woohoo! Let's go have some food and some drinks.
Alright, it's a hell of a time. We're on a boat, we're killing time in our own honky tonk, meet the big blue sky.
Luke Bryant.
I have no idea.
Falling for a small town girl. So kiss me, darling, rock my world, rock my world, rock my world. Yeah, now it's a hell. We're on a boat, we're feeling fine, drinking Tennessee whiskey, a big blue sky. We're going up, we're coming down. There's a party on the water, it's a hell of a time. We're on a boat, we're killing time in our own honky tonk with a bottle of wine. We're going up, we're coming down. Cheers to feeling alright. It's a hell of a time. A hell of a time. It's a hell of a time. Oh, hell of a time.
All right, I got myself a more summertime. This is what it looks like. And this is what it is.
I'm pulling up the truck down
So we got Kid Rock's restaurant up here. Then we have Blake Shelton's over here. And not too far from his is Miranda Lambert. All right, we got Blake Shelton's restaurant right here. Old Red. Blake Shelton's restaurant right here.
We should look at the prices of the food.
Yeah, we're chilling out here. Ladies in the rear, her feet in the water. Her top disappears, drinking Malibu Patron or a beer in a cup.
Where are you walking into? Oh my gosh. Oh, it smells delicious in here. Look at all this. Look at all these are 50% off because they are Halloween treats.
That is another thing down.
Wow, look at
Oh my
this.
gosh, I'm not even hungry. My mouth is watering.
So cute. Hi.
Just you guys have fun in here, right? Yeah. What it's all
Wow,
about.
look at all this.
How late are you open?
How about some of this?
It's time.
Alright, this is a party fire truck. Check that out. When in Nashville.
We're on a boat, we're feeling fine. Drinking Tennessee whiskey, a big blue sky. We're going up, we're coming.
Alright, you guys, we are done. We are full. We are tired. It was such a fun day. Would you say?
Yeah, it was. I'm tired though.
The Jason Aldean restaurant was popping. I mean, Nashville's just like popping. We tripped out because we didn't think it would be this busy on a Wednesday night.
Yeah.
And it was very
Packed.
busy.
Very packed.
His food, it was just okay. It wasn't like the lady coming out said, oh, get the meatloaf. It is amazing. It was okay. I ate it all. But yeah. So anyway,
Must have been very okay.
it must have been very okay, right? Because I did eat it all. I mean, hey, when I was growing up, my mama said, eat all your food. So now I listen to her. Oh my gosh, but I can't walk. I am so full.
I'm so tired.
Now we have about an hour
Probably hour and a half.
or an hour and a half to get home. And then take off this makeup and go to sleep. Yeah, put pajamas on and go to sleep. Huh?
What? I said this street's quiet. I don't like this street. Why is
Well, that's where we parked.
Why are they stopping?
I don't know. Oh,
I watch too
All
many
right.
crime shows.
yeah.
So I'm on alert. I have my what's it called?
Peel?
Pepper spray. I have my pepper spray with me.
Oh, yeah.
I have my candy apple I can hit someone in the head with.
Are you sure you want to do that?
No, I'd rather eat it. Shoot.